This is the Indian Sport Chief, the latest model in the American brand's cruiser range, and as the name suggests, it's designed to be a little bit sportier than its stablemates. But is it worth the almost $33,000 price tag that it comes with? Let's have a look and find out. But before we continue, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments below what you think about the Indian Sport Chief. Now let's get going.
The Sport Chief arrived down under in 2023 and is the fourth model in Indian's Chief range after the Chief Dark Horse, the Chief Bobber Dark Horse, and the Super Chief Limited. And at just under $33,000, the new edition is equal to the Super Chief as the most expensive model below Indian's big touring bikes. The Sport Chief's direct rival is the Harley-Davidson Low Rider S, with the pair boasting similar specs, price tags, and visual cues, notably the club-style fairings. The Indian does come in a tad cheaper than the Harley, but only by about $255. Apart from the fairing, the Sport Chief's key points of difference from its Chief siblings is altered geometry and ergonomics, a moto-style handlebar with 6-inch riser, a KYB inverted fork, and a pair of Fox piggyback shocks with extra travel. All these changes help make this Chief a sportier option.
What hasn't changed though is the Sport Chief's power plant, which is the same 1890cc air-cooled Thunderstroke 116 engine that powers all the Chief models. It puts out an impressive 162 Nm of torque, which to be honest is probably more than most of us really need.
Elsewhere, the Sport Chief boasts a 6-speed gearbox, dual Brembo brakes up front, and 19 and 16-inch cast wheels clad in grippy Pirelli Night Dragon tyres.
Another key feature of the Sport Chief is its ride position, which changes things up with mid-mount foot controls and a taller handlebar. I'm 6'1" and I've got to say I find it pretty comfortable, and it almost urges you to ride the bike in a more aggressive manner than you would on other cruisers. But I'm not sure how comfortable it'll be after, say, 3 or 4 hours of riding. I feel like your arms are quite stretched out and it might start to put a bit of strain on your arms and your shoulders.
Fortunately, the seat is comfy and its gunfighter shape locks you in and prevents you from sliding backwards with a big handful of throttle.
Now, I'm not here to compare the Sport Chief to the Harley Low Rider S. I'll save that for a future video, but what I will say is that Indian has won the tech battle with this classy round TFT display that looks great and is quite easy to use.
The TFT display, or Ride Command as Indian calls it, features built-in navigation, smartphone connectivity, and plenty of information about the bike. There are also 3 ride modes, keyless ignition, LED lighting, charging ports, and a rear cylinder deactivation system. But while the Sport Chief does pack plenty of tech, it does lack slightly in the safety department. There is standard ABS and cruise control, but no traction control or wheelie control.
The Sport Chief, for the most part, is a pretty good deal on paper, but Indian is trying to sell this as a sporty cruiser, and I'm hanging to find out if that's the case. So let's saddle up and hit the road. Okay, so the first thing you should know about the Indian Sport Chief is that it weighs in at a whopping 311 kilograms. That is very heavy for a bike like this. But to be honest, you don't really notice it when you're riding because for all we know, it could be only 200 kilograms. It really is a nice handling machine.
Much of that handling ability comes from the excellent suspension, particularly the Fox shocks, which make the bike feel incredibly balanced and planted, especially when powering out of corners.
The one downside though, and it is quite a big downside, is that despite the increased ground clearance, it is still quite easy to scrape the pegs in corners. And to be honest, that's a real shame because it kind of camouflages how good this bike really is.
Other than the ground clearance issue, there isn't too much to complain about. The engine is a beauty, and while the throttle is a little twitchy, particularly in sport mode, you soon get used to it. The ergonomics are decent too, while the TFT is easy to see while riding. Perhaps the only other issue is that the fuel economy isn't excellent, but you should still be able to get a couple of 100 Ks from a tank.
If Indian was trying to make a sporty cruiser, then it's done a really good job. This is a fun and ridiculously cool motorcycle that ticks a lot of boxes. If only they could improve that lean angle though.
At nearly $33,000, the Indian Sport Chief is certainly not cheap, but for your hard-earned you are getting an extremely well-built and well-equipped motorcycle that is a heap of fun to ride. Sure, it's not perfect, but if it's within your budget and cruisers are your thing, this might be the bike for you.
The Sport Chief does live up to its name and it does kind of justify its price tag. And while I do recommend checking out other available options, including other Indian models, I'm betting that you won't be disappointed with this bike in your shed. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the Bike Sales channel, and stay tuned for more bike sales videos very soon. And let us know in the comments below what you think of the Indian Sport Chief.